Good morning, everybody. It is February 24th on a Wednesday. It's 5, almost 6 o'clock here in the morning, and we're taking a quick look at ADA, at Cardano, and yeah, just a couple of interesting things that we will need to take into consideration. And just looking at the price action, assessing how everything is. Obviously, the past couple of days here, we had a pretty significant downtrend, but today we're up almost 10%, and we actually went all the way back down to the 0.89 region after being literally at the dollar 14 cents last day, right? So just something to just remind you that this place is extremely volatile, right? And every time you put your money in, when every time you see a parabolic move like this, when you're looking at this coin, let's say from beginning of January up to today having almost 900% increase in profit, tells you a lot about how much this market is also, as much as it is innovative and all about efficiency and all that. It's also driven by by profit making, right? So a lot of money there, a lot of people that are just trying to also make profit out of this, right? So every time you see an uptrend like this, right, and you have something where it's 900% increase or 500% increase, yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will cash out some millions off of this. So that's something, and you'll see it dump. So that's something that you need to be careful of, right? But anyways, that's besides the point. I know we talked about that a lot, and I promised myself to stop ranting about it every time we see a massive drop like this, and everybody just panics, right? So yesterday we were down all the way down to zero point 0.8, and that was almost 26% decrease within a day. But the most interesting thing that you need to keep in mind is within that day, right? Within that day, we got bought up almost 55% of that drop. So it's telling you, look at this over here, right? We dropped all the way down to 0.83, and then within the day actually pushed the price back up to the dollar, right? So it's telling you that even when the market is looking like it's, quote unquote blood on the streets, and everything is falling, buyers are lurking and ready to buy that dip right away, right? It's you're seeing a lot of it's basically the coin is at a discount, right? When you see it drop 25%, it's like, oh, okay, that's a nice discount for me to even add, right? So a lot of people add to their holdings when you see drops like that, and they don't just add over time. You see it being added within the hour, right? You see drops and then those long wicks here to the bottom telling you that buyers came in right away and pushed the price back up. And the second day here yesterday wasn't as much, but it's just telling you that this thing is getting bought up right away, even when it's dropping, right? Same thing over here. We drop all the way down to the 0.68, and then right away we'll push it back up. So something to keep in mind. Whenever you see the whole market, quote unquote, crashing or dumping or tanking, keep in mind that there's millions and millions of investors or traders that are more than willing to buy at that price. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of wicks to the bottom, and just telling us a lot about the interest that the buyers are having with those when those drops happen. But right now, I think it's pretty clear if we go to the 4 hour to kind of see the trend what the price action has been telling us. I think right here it's just kind of there's not rocket science. There's not something where it's just you try to connect dots and lines and try to see where what majority of people are looking at in terms of where the support and resistance is. And for me right now, I'm focusing on this. Right, I'm focusing on the stop over here, and I think we're stuck in this kind of megaphone formation. Right, so resistance from the top over here, we hit it 1, 2, 3 times, right? And then support from the same origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that kind of validates it for me. The more you touch that line, the more it makes sense for it to be a more of a valid resistance slash support line, right? So this is what we're stuck in right now at the 4 hour. And we're seeing that just like we said, if you watch our videos a lot, sorry I'm moving this chart too much here, but if you watch our videos a lot, you'll see that every time we make a move, right? So these are the EMAs. This is the 200 the 100 EMA, 55, 21, and 12 EMA. If we scroll all the way up and maybe show you exactly what I'm talking about here, you'll see that every time we get close to these guys, they act like a magnet, right? As soon as we get to them, we actually bounce above and then create a distance between them, right? You see them now being spread out, and then as soon as you create that, significant distance enough, you either start to go sideways or downtrend to meet them back again. And then again, you create a distance. Boom, right here, go sideways or go down to retest again. Then as soon as you see them all squeeze, right? And we're in a bull market, right? I guess, quote unquote, bull market. You go to the side, you try to meet it again, and then boom, you create a huge distance, very big gap. You want to meet it again. Now, this is what we did, basically. That's what I think we did, right? So we created a gap. We try to go back to it. And right now, I think we're trying to go push up, back up to the top range of this megaphone formation we're having. So if we're seeing this right now, this on the 4 hour, we see clearly the support versus the resistance, and there's a mini support here along the way that we still have to break out of this dashed line that I have. But yeah, we saw the support at the 100 at the 100 EMA on the 4 hour, and yeah, the MACD right now in terms of momentum, right? We're seeing that the selling momentum is subsiding, right, on the 4 hour. We're seeing that soon enough right here, this exact candle is when the momentum moves to the upside, where the buyers are starting to have more of a powerful move to the top side, right? So we're gaining that momentum, and that's on the 4 hour. A couple of things we need to break above here for us to assume that this trend is to go up, right? So this is on the 2 hour right now, right? We're seeing that on the MACD itself is starting to kind of go sideways a bit, but we're seeing also that the volume is also going down all the way down here, right? So looks like for us to continue to move up, because if the 2 hour is telling you, hey, you're kind of overextended here, and then on a bigger time frame, you're literally just getting that positive momentum. So it tells you here on the smaller time frame, this might not be the time where the sellers come in, right? So this is what we need. I think that's pretty clear because of the resistance we're having somewhere on this side. I don't see why not we actually see some sort of resistance right now and drop back down to these levels over here, or maybe this level. First thing would be somewhere around here. First stop again, so we drop back to it. The EMAs meet us at this point. I hate when this happens. Brush. Oh my goodness. The EMAs meet us at this point, for example. 55 EMA meets us at this point, and then we make a higher low over here, get squeezed around this area, and then see what happens, right? Are the sellers going to let go first, or are the buyers going to come in, or they're going to let go first, right? So this is the first level I would be looking at, trying to assess what's happening. And if not, I have no problem with this thing going back down all the way to here to find support at this guy over here. And then when it gets to this guy, we need to see if the support is going to hold or not. So my first target, if this thing doesn't break above, because I need to see a break above somewhere here, right? We need to see, because this is where we kind of had some sort of a resistance to it this side. If we don't see this guy here, if we don't see that pump above and try to reach somewhere here, right? If we don't reach somewhere here to the $1.11 or $1.12, if we just try to at least get there, then yeah, I see this dropping back down here to the dollar, or back down to the 90 cent. Because even then, you can also assume that even here from the top, if we're taking it all the way to the top of the wicks, which I don't like really doing much, because you're literally missing out on breaking points if you're taking only the extremities. By that time, when it reaches there, it's already exhausted, right? So I see something like this where you pierce through your pattern or your resistance and then drop back below. You pierce through and then you drop back. So you give us some sort of a breathing room, right? There's some sort of a range. So right now, once we start pushing somewhere here, because technically there's our first high, our second lower high, and then the third lower high should technically go down back here, right? Should kind of do this based on this resistance. So now, if we see that we actually try to go above here, then we're defying this pattern. And if we stay for a bit here, right, now we're back at this older, previous lower high, then we're basically defying this pattern that we're looking at. We're defying this resistance, and now we broke that pattern. So that's what we need to be looking at right now. So I don't see why not, why ADA can't go all the way back to here as a first stop and still remain bullish, or if not, go back to the 90 cents and to remain bullish still, in my opinion, right? So that's something we need to keep in mind. And for example, I just had this previous one here. You just want to see how it reacts to certain, to the same criteria from before, just to get an idea, right? And for example, look at this over here, right? I tried to go up, went all the way back down to retest this, but along the way it got rejected off of this resistance over here. Boom, boom. Not until it actually went back up and got to this region over here, broke out of it, then again went back down, and then started to push back up again. So a lot of playing around is going to happen for sure. And we're already seeing right now, you're seeing that's getting sold off as we speak. Even somewhere here, getting sold off. So we're trying to push, right? We're trying to push right now. These are the levels we're thinking above. And yeah, let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if there's something here important that that I should have talked about. And yeah, appreciate you watching. If you like to support us, please do so. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you like to support us on Patreon, then check out the link in the description below. It would really help grow the channel. And thank you very much.